Having such a good day. Just been out for the sighting laps, came back in and could smell gearbox oil. Managed to get the shaft out pretty quick. Looks like this side shaft oil seal's leaking. It looks absolutely fine in there, but I don't know, I'm going to take a picture, send it Matt, see if it's in the wrong way or something daft like that. It looks fine to me, but it's leaking oil, so there's something wrong. But Josh is just about to go out for his first session, and well, I'm going to try and fix this. So yeah, not a great start. Right, so we had a little issue then. It looks like the drive shaft oil seal was like, no, it was like half out on the spring that was in it. I'm pretty sure I fitted them right before, but you know, I've never done them before, so it might just me not fitting it right. Or maybe we caught it when we were putting the drive shaft in and pulled it back out. But I think I've got it back in alright, so I'm going to go back out in a sec. One thing we need to do first though is top the gearbox oil up. I've just cracked off the fill plug to see if any came out, which if it did, it would indicate it was full, but none came out. So definitely need some box oil. Luckily Downchange just picked me some up from Halfords. It's not the best stuff in the world, but comma, sure, why not? Obviously it's got motor in it now, so it's got a bit of a mixture, but I'd rather have a mixture than have no oil, so fuck it. I'm sure it'll be fine. Pete's come down in his third gen, first run of the year. Looking good. Look at all these fucking Metros. There's only 3 here now, but there's about 5 of them. You might recognise that one there. He's been in the video before. That's Wayne's car.
Right. Big fan of your vlogs, by the way.
Oh, cheers, mate. Nice one. Yeah, the fiberglass, mate. Done. There you go, Marshall likes the vlogs. Yes. Right, so I wasn't too happy with the car on the first run, just felt real weird and shit. So I came back in, did all the tyre pressures, and yeah, I don't know, the brakes just feel a bit gash. I used to have a problem with my front brakes where the bleed nipple would leak, and it looks like it's doing that again. If you come down here, you'll see a nice stain coming off the caliper. So it looks like this nipple's like losing pressure somehow. So that may explain why my brakes feel shit. What I'm going to do is wait for the brakes to cool down, which will probably take a while. Probably whip the wheels off and just do both the inside and outside bleed nipples, nip them up, make sure they're alright. The calipers are made of aluminium, billet aluminium, and these bleed nipples are probably steel, Josh reckons. Has he gone?
Yeah.
So, you know, doing it when it's hot is probably a bad idea. So I'm going to wait for it to cool down a bit and then have a go. Right, the saga continues. It looks like both brake calipers are leaking. As I said, I had this problem last year with these calipers. For some reason, you feel like you've done them tight, the nipples, and stop rolling away. And they still leak, which is a bit gash. So I'm going to wait for them to cool down and then just see if I can, you know, nip them up again, or maybe start taking them out and put them back in or something. But as you can see, there's like brake fluid. It's mostly just dirt. But if you look at the other wheel, this wheel's real bad. This is the, is it still hot? It's still a bit hot, but see the brake fluid splattered around. So it looks like the inner nipple on this one needs nipping. Can't really see, but this one in there, because it's got two nipples on them. So it looks like the inside one's leaking for some reason. It's shit. Can't explain why the car was diving about when it was braking, I guess. So yeah, just gonna let it cool down and then nip that up. So, you know, the morning's not been great, but hopefully we can get the car working alright for the afternoon. Right, we're on lunch now. The car that session felt okay. It's just the brakes, but yeah, the shifter obviously real good, real happy with that. And the gearbox as well. Like, I was struggling to get fourth before, and that's why I had the gearbox off and got it all sorted out. But I've not had that issue once at all today. So yeah, the shifter and the gearbox have just come together really well, like I was hoping they would. When the brakes were hot, I was going to let them cool down to nip up the bleed nipples, but I did them while they were hot, just kind of slacking them off and then put them back on. And there's no more leaks, but the fact that fluid's got out makes me think that air's probably got in, so it's probably not helping the way they feel, but it still seems to stop alright-ish. Well, I'm not as confident with them, so I'm not braking as late as I could and stuff like that, but it feels alright. Different. No more capsule.
Dan's video and you're like a David Attenborough shirt.
What were you smiling at then? you were just looking over there and smiling.
I'm always smiling.
As it's lunchtime, I'm going to try and give these brakes a quick bleed, see what we can do. Managed to get the tube from Wayne over there. Thanks, he's not there now, but one of the Metro lads lent me some tube. So, alright, down. Up. Right, there's fuck all air come out of that one. We'll try the next one. Right, so we just bled the outer nipples on both sides. They do have inner nipples as well, but we just thought I'd try the outer ones, and not a lot of air to come out, to be honest, but there was a couple of little bubbles on this side, but not enough to make me think that would be giving me the issues that I'm having. So don't know, we'll just carry on this afternoon and see how we get on. Yeah, this thing's absolutely flying around today. Proper fast. Metro fever at Cadwell today.
Yeah.
That one, I got it.
Top of my steering wheel. This looks a bit better than mine.
Yeah, it's a bit of rattle.
Yeah. Right, lunch is over, so time to go back out. Hopefully the freshly bled brakes will be good, and yeah, we'll have happy times, but we'll see. Josh has just had a little incident. And now the grass that's in his wheels setting on fire. Is it setting on fire?
Well, I've got it off the caliper.
I went into the tyre wall.
So what happened?
It's a bit funny, but it's alright. Is it? Fucking sick. Oh, that is so close, man. I was in the tyre wall, but it just sort of rested in it.
What, is that all you've done?
Yeah. That was. If you get that on video, it looks hectic as fuck.
Just in case you didn't catch what I was saying on the big camera, I'm not real happy with the car, to be honest. It's just driving weird, like real understeering. I'm gonna go back out, and I've changed some things. Like I said, I'll go back out and see if it's any better. I don't feel like I've changed my driving style any, so I don't understand how I'm now getting loads of understeer. We'll see. I don't know what he's doing. Some problems with my brakes. No matter what I do with this brake bias valve, it's still locking up the rears all the time. The rear pads are like a really shit quality pad as well, so they shouldn't be that grippy, I'd have thought, but I don't know. This thing says less brake to unscrew, but I mean it looks like a tap to me where you just unscrew it for more pressure, but I've tried it both ways and I can't figure out how to do it, so yeah, not real happy with my brakes today, but I'm going to go back out now with Josh. Because that's always fun, following Josh. Right, so going out with Josh then, like, I knew the car didn't feel too right today, but just trying to keep up with Josh, who's got a full weight car, don't forget, we're on the same tyres. My car's just understeering like fuck, and I don't know why. Like, I've just tried to play with the suspension a bit more, and change the tyre pressures, got a bit softer on the front, see if it makes a difference, but no, it doesn't feel right. So, don't really feel like talking, so I'm going to go and drive, and we'll see what happens. Right, just about to go back out. I don't think I can fix I think I know why the car's understeering, but I don't think I can fix it here. But the brakes are also shit, they keep locking up the rears. They've got the bias valve all the way in, all the way out, it's making no difference. Do not buy a comp brake bias valve, they are shit. I thought they were shit before anyway, we had loads of issues fitting it, and now when we've got to using it, it's a bag of shit. So if anyone here knows comp brake or is thinking about buying a comp brake bias valve, do not buy one, they're shit. I'm going to try and change that before we get to the ring. I'll speak to Teggy, I might even have to buy a Tilton one, they're expensive, but at least I know it'll work. In the meantime, I've just done one of Rolex Dan's tricks and I've sprayed my rear brakes with WD-40. And I'm going to go out and see what it does. Yes, I've sprayed my rear discs with WD-40 and quite a lot as well. I'm fed up for it locking up. So hopefully that'll stop it locking up, but I'm sure it won't. Right, Josh has just broke down on track, I think, or something. It was going like this when I went by him, so either the fuel's cut or something's cut, or just maybe the car just cut out, I don't know. Bias valves really fucked me off. Even WD-40 on the rear brakes, it was still locking up like fuck. I don't know if you saw in the video, but coming into park, the rear locked and the front went really light, and last time that happened I went to the wall at the end of park, which yeah, wasn't fun. So I'm happy that didn't happen, but still really pissed off that the bias valve's doing jack shit. Bit pissed off, but we'll have to wait for Josh to come back in and we'll find out what's gone wrong. Looks like he's going to be coming back on a recovery truck into here, so we'll see if we can fix the car in here. If not, well, we'll see.
I think I've hit my sump and it's fucked the engine. Hit the sump on a curb. Am I alright to get out now?
Yeah, you can get out now, yeah.
Cheers.
Oh dear, oh dear. So the story is, Josh was coming around Charlie's 2, as we saw on the video, and he's hit the curb quite hard. So he's hit a curb with this side and then lost all his fuel pressure. So these cars do have inertia switches, so hopefully it's just that. I'm sure it will be.
But what I thought it was I'd crushed the sump.
Yeah, Josh thought he'd done the sumping. Yeah, so he turned the engine off, didn't dare start. That's why we saw him on the apex of the corner. Yeah, it's a nice place to stop that. Right on the apex of park.
I was like, fuck yeah.
Have you just done the switch now?
Yeah, it'll be alright now.
It's gone up, I'm going to straight back down. Oh yeah, fine. Yeah, sorted. If you're interested in knowing more about these Metros, so a lot of the American viewers probably won't know what the fuck these are, but these are a British car. They're a really old design, and even when these came out in the 90s they were still quite an old design. But the engines that are in there, they're 1.8 VVC engines. You notice the Lotus can cover on there? So it's the same engine that was used in some Lotuses and some faster Rovers. So these make about 170-ish brake, and the car weighs... How much do these weigh roughly?
700.
Pardon?
800.
About 800 kilos they weigh.
780.
780 apparently. So yeah, brake horsepower per tonne, pretty good, but the chassis itself is not that good. But still, power to weight really good, and there seems to be a lot of fun. These guys love them. Now, this guy here is Wayne. He's got his own YouTube channel, which he does a lot of videos in his car. So I'll put a link up there so you can check it out if you want. Yeah, pretty cool. Right, so that's the end of his day at Cadwell Park. I can't pretend that I'm happy at the minute. I'm a bit pissed off that my car's not driving the way I want it to. Josh had a good day. His car's driving real good. He's got quite a few battle scars on his car, can you see, on the front. Yeah, he's got a new one on the front from copies. He's been hitting pretty much every floppy out there. And he's got one on the back from his spin. I'll try and get all the footage from him, his GoPro, so we can have a look at that. Obviously I didn't have any accidents, but I don't know, I'm still a bit annoyed, but we've got a lot of work to do next weekend, I guess. One more weekend to go until we go to the ring, that's all we've got. So yeah, keep up to date on the Twitter and Instagram. I'll keep that up to date of what I'm doing. I don't think there'll be any more videos this week until next weekend. But if you enjoyed this video, well, I've not enjoyed it, so I'm going to say it. Shit. See you next time. Bye, Josh.
Bye.
Bye, Wayne.
You off, mate?
Shout out to Wayne's YouTube. Well, we made it about half a mile home from Cadwell. We're just on one of the glorious roads that leave Cadwell, and Josh's car's acting up. It's showing his coolant temperature as being at like 115 degrees or something, and the fan's going nuts, and yeah, I mean the car can't be that hot because it's just started up and driven out, you know, it doesn't make sense, surely it can't be that hot. And it's not lost any water or anything, so a bit strange, but the EML's on, so he's just searching the code. Just thought I'd reflect a bit on today while we're here, while I'm waiting. It's not that I'm like completely disappointed. I mean, I'm happy that all the fuel stuff's going well, and you know, we didn't have too many issues with the brakes. I mean, this thing that happened to the spoon calipers, that seems to happen after every time I bleed it. Like, you tighten the bleed nipples back down, and then once they get hot on track, once the aluminium expands or whatever, they always seem to fucking do that. I don't know. I swear, I don't think it did it with my other, because I used to have the other spoon calipers, the twin blocks, sorry, and it never happened with them, but these mono blocks always seem to do it. Don't know why. But yeah, brakes, I don't know how I'm going to fix, I can do some stuff to it, sure, to try and see if it fixes it, but how am I going to know if it works until I go to the ring? I've got no time to work on the car and then fix it before we go. I don't even know what I could do, apart from fit drums on the back, which is Josh's suggestion. I just don't understand why it's locking so much. Maybe get a proper bias valve, like not comp brake shite, because I'm so disappointed with that bias valve. I knew it'd be bad news from the start. I mean, Comp Brake have apparently got a really good name, and I'd not heard of them before, but they've got a massive shop on the internet and stuff, and you know, supposedly really well established, but I had my doubts as soon as I opened the bias valve, because it had written on it Willwood style. Like, when something's described as being like something else by the manufacturer, Willwood style, I should have known it was fucking going to be garbage and just never fitted it, but here we are. I don't think it's the tyres' fault, because Josh is on exactly the same tyres, same tyre width. Josh's car's heavier, and Josh was coming out of corners so much faster than mine. I don't get it. I've got a proper plated diff as well. Josh's only got the B series OEM diff, so he's only got a helical diff. I've got a proper clutch plated diff, and I just couldn't put the power down out of corners at all. I was just understeering everywhere. Just not like this car to do that at all. I mean, it was driving a bit funny at Alton, and I don't know if it could all be down to just the drive shaft binding, because you know, I swear I've run it this low before and never had issues. But well, Josh is just shutting his bonnet, so maybe it's time to go. Stop rambling. Yeah, a bit of a loss, to be honest. I guess I'll have to go home and reflect on it and think about what we can do. Have you fixed it?
Have it with the blowers on full and the heat and see what it does. The fan's off now anyway.
Well, it's not.
It's like it.
I reckon it's like a faulty sensor or something. Yeah, it's been an interesting day. It's not been the best track day by far. It's probably been the worst track day. Still enjoyed driving the car again on track, but ultimately not a good day. Right, it's time to go. See ya.